welcome to today's video. Today we got our next Rocky and Bullwinkle game. I really don't have any high expectations for this one. All the ones we've seen so far have been pretty lackluster and almost unplayable on a couple of them. So we're going to see how this one plays out. Alright, what we got? We got jumping. We're back to Bullwinkle not being able to jump, which... fine. No. Alright. Very interesting. We're going to be climbing. I still feel like he's going to get our fingers. As an avid rock climber, that's not going to work. But... the jumping is a little off. Like it has been in all of these games. Like Bullwinkle just cannot, or Rocky cannot jump very well. Okay, so we have a... yeah, we can't even jump up onto that. But I guess the whole point of this level is... you just can't win for losing on this one, really. I mean, honestly, I think the level design and what we're doing here is honestly a little creative. It looks goofy, but it actually plays well. You control decent enough on everything. Alright, so this headbutt thing that you have that looks like it's an attack doesn't actually seem to attack anything. I think those are our health. Okay, so we can't get on that one. We have to go to the other side again, huh? Jumping is still terrible. Like, I feel like it's the same thing as all the other ones. They have you doing a lot as Rocky. Or is it Bullwinkle? I don't even know which is which, to be completely honest. But regardless... I'm trying, because you have the shadow of the other one, so I was trying to see if any of the... controls change your character, but I'm not seeing it. Yeah, it's one of these levels that, like, it's one of these games where they're just throwing shit at you and just being obnoxious. I like that as we take damage, our character looks worse for wear. It's kind of interesting, along with the unique kind of parts of this. It's weird, I went to hit the throw button and he headbutted still. I must have hit both of them, and it just did that one instead. I mean, I think the kind of fun little uniqueness of this wears off pretty quickly. And the level just becomes more and more obnoxious than anything else. We're gonna try to get off this mountain, but so far we are not having luck. I mean, like most Super Nintendo games, like the game in and of itself is fine. There's no glaring issues. It's not like a lot of the old school Nintendo games where there's all kinds of bugs and problems. It's more just gameplay and what they did with the game. I'm trying to get... Damn, why are we not jumping onto the... Oh, oh, the aggravation of just... Again, they're trying a lot of stuff, and I like what they're doing here. Like, don't get me wrong, this whole rock climbing thing is cool in and of itself, and unique and different. But then when you add all the other stuff that they're adding to it, just for the sake of having more stuff going on, it starts to lose its charm. Like, this part in and of itself is great, but it's all the other stuff that they added to it that makes it slightly obnoxious. Like, there's no one thing that is, like, hit or miss. What the hell? Alright, so apparently we can't hit her. Not enjoyable. Like, and the fact that we have to keep starting over again. There's, like, no mark. I guess we really didn't get very far. We are definitely not doing well for in any stretch of the imagination here. Will you jump onto the ledge? All right. There we go. Like, sometimes you damned if you do, damned if you don't. Or damned if you don't. Excuse me. Like, is there any way of getting underneath that thing without taking damage? See, this is the one thing that this game does not do well, is controlling him while he's jumping. Oh, it sucks. His jumping is just so bad. It's annoying. Like, they're doing this huge platform. I mean, the major platforming with a character that can't jump to save his goddamn life. Obviously, because he keeps falling down the hole. We're going to try one more time. We're going to try to fight the suck here and actually do better. It's not for lack of trying. That's for damn sure. But see, shit like that is a little obnoxious. Ah, I did it too. I tried to... But apparently I did not do it good enough. We're going to see... It's like, damn, if there, I don't see a way of getting... Not having, again, like every Rocky and Bullwinkle game that we've played has really been a shit show. I don't understand why they kept trying to make these games, for one. Because the audience for this game is just not there. But also because they did not do any of them justice, for one. There's no slide, so it's not like we can slide under it. I hate the jumping. I hate the jumping in this game. It is awful. Like, God, he just... Like, I really like the creativity of this, the design of this, like, partial level here with going up the mountain. There's some blaring problems with that part, with it. Like trying to traverse a couple spots. Oh, I thought we actually cleared it. I thought, oh, maybe it's a jump over. We didn't clear it. Bite the suck. Come on! Fuck. Yeah, I'm done. I keep trying. We were getting there, but good God, can you... All the rock bullshit that just... There's... Either I'm missing something very, very minute and detrimental, or they really did screw you in this game to where you can avoid some, but not all of them, so you're kind of fucked and you have to take damage. And that kind of shit is really shady when it comes to these games. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, there's something I'm missing, and as I do most of the time, because there's a good chunk of stuff without having instructions, without really spending hours and hours trying to figure out the nuances of the games. There are usually something I'm missing here and there. And so we give it the benefit of the doubt. But honestly, when it comes down to it, most of the time we're not. And there's a lot of cheesy. The game, fundamentally, again, is actually decent. The level design was kind of creative. I like the whole coming up the sides and moving to avoid a few things. But then they're making a lot of stuff that gets to be a little obnoxious and hard to avoid. We did figure out how to do it. I screwed up a couple things. Not a big deal. But the jumping really is the crux of this game. Because it's almost slightly irregular. Like, you get most of it, but every now and again you get a kind of a funky jump. And it's very unforgiving. It's barely there. He jumps kind of funky and slow, which in and of itself, you get the hang of it, you figure it out, not a big deal. It is a difficult platformer, no problem with that. But then they're adding all the stuff that's just constantly, like, the two rocks breaking up, where we tried so many things on the one rock that we seem to not be able to avoid no matter what. Like, clips our antler, we jump up there, he still winds up clipping us in the foot or whatever, and we cannot avoid the damage. There's got to be something I'm missing, or just not fast enough, or not timed just right. But it feels like it's one of those cheese where you're going to get hit by it regardless. And I feel like there's a couple of those. So you add all those together and you wind up dead a lot. I wish there was a little bit better halfway points. Maybe where we were that we died the last time was one. And you don't have to start all over. But all in all, like, it is definitely the best Rocky and Bullwinkle game we played. But, I don't know. It feels decent. It feels done. But just, like, they did it as minimalistically as possible. And it feels like they just kind of needed to produce something. Where, yeah, they did a pretty decent job to a point on the level, but I don't know. Maybe it just feels a little redundant, in my opinion, with the way the jumping is. That, you know, I mean, it's not as bad as it really kind of feels. And it's a much better game than the other ones. Like, the controls are there. You got to get used to the jumps. Like, everything is there. And I just feel like there's a couple of cheesy parts that are, like, insta-hit, like a guaranteed hit kind of thing. Little obnoxious. The jumping is unforgiving. So, like, one little oopsie, and you're plummeting to your death. But all in all, like, the game itself, not bad. Could be a lot better. But, definitely a better Rocky and Bullwinkle game. Not saying a whole lot because everything that we've had up until this point have been pretty awful. But definitely kind of playable. If you like a more difficult platformer, I think this one's a little on the outskirts of normality for some kind of platformer to a point with the way a couple things are. So honestly, not terrible and worth a look at least. I mean, I think this is going to be one of those would have been worth a rent, but not really a buy. And I think, again, the audience for Rocky and Bullwinkle, I don't think are playing Super Nintendo at this point. Like, I think that generation is long chilled, and I don't understand why the IP kept coming up a lot. So, I don't know. With that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate all your patronage and putting up with all my silliness. So, hopefully we can keep growing the channel and go from there. Thanks a lot. You guys have a good one. Till next time.